What instantly kills attraction, no matter how attractive the person is? Cruelty. The waiter rule never fails. If they are nice to you, but rude to the waiter, they are not a nice person. Came here to post this, but I knew it would already be covered. Treating service people or anyone shitty without reason is an immediate deal breaker. Saw a lady being physically abusive to her dog. Instant revulsion. Maybe one of the most attractive men I've ever seen yanked his dog by the leash so hard it yelped, and he instantly looked like a bridge troll caked in estamy. I can't stand people who are mean to animals. People who abuse helpless animals are the lowest of the low. Bridge troll caked in S. That is a classic, if I ever heard one. Lol. When they do, and say things that betray they are not capable of affording you the same level of respect they demand for themselves. They don't see you as a person as equally deserving as them. Instant Ike for me. Easy to spot, and more common than it is rare. They live in a fantasy world where you're an NPC and they get pissed when you don't behave like an NPC, doing whatever they want whenever they want. They expect you to grin and bear their disrespect. You aren't allowed autonomy. And I see you know my ex Dave well. They want the authority of a king, accountability of a toddler. I'm stealing this lol. Zero self-awareness. Absolutely. Self-conscious. Lots of that going on. Self-awareness seems extinct now. I have severe ADHD that has managed to be pretty much unmanageable with all the drugs available on the market. It's not unusual for me to say things that I instantly regret and will ruminate over for the remainder of the day. I'm working on it, but it is a challenging thing to control. I do that a lot. I'm way quieter than the stereotypical adder because I've trained myself not to talk at work, so I don't spend all night overanalyzing everything I said. Same here. Over the years I've been shamed by my peers for the stupid offhand comments I make every now and then. I simply don't trust myself to not offend someone or peg me as a judgmental douche. I'm extremely slow to warm up to people and haven't unmasked with some people I've known for years. My partner says it's kind of heartbreaking that some people have absolutely no clue what my personality is. I'm generally very goofy, love wordplay, and am constantly singing and making up songs about my surroundings. When I mask, I'm an entirely different person. Immature games, like intentionally trying to make you jealous. Cruelty or lack of kindness. That's not true. My brother is a complete D and bullies me constantly yet has 3 girlfriends. Plus he cheats on each one. I think op meant, what instantly kills attraction for you? And your answer could, and maybe should, be, because he's my brother. Alabama has entered the chat. Playing the victim in every story. Accountability is hotter than abs. This is such a good cheat code to eliminate self-centered and entitled people. A guy I was seeing threw rubbish out of his car window. I checked out at that moment. I would too. That's horrible. Bad hygiene. If your breath could kill a small animal, sorry. In fairness, a lot of bad breath issues are due to stomach/digestive issues too. All the flossing and brushing and mouthwash in the world won't fix that. You need to see a doctor. I know my ulcers are flaring when I talk to someone after lunch and see them take a large step back. Lack of empathy, or when they say they're an empath but are just projecting their BS onto you. Those people are so dangerous. I'm an empath, so I know how you feel better than you do, and I refuse to believe anything to the contrary. I went on a date with a guy who berated the waitress. I was mortified for her and to be sat across from him. He then told me how he lies about how much his business makes, so his bitch of an ex doesn't get her hands on child support for kids he was devoted to, but chose to only see once in a while. Never ever thought ghosting was acceptable until I met that asshole. So to answer your question, berating wait staff or anyone and bragging about not providing for your kids. He went from a 8 to a 0 in about 10 minutes flat. My wife works in family law. That lying about income thing tends to blow up in people's faces eventually. Lack of willingness to develop and learn. Attractions soon die when being attractive is their entire personality. Anyone that defaults to fear rather than curiosity just confuses me. Why wouldn't you want to know more and try to understand a concept or a person rather than just being afraid of it. We should never stop learning, in my opinion, or revising that which we have learned when new information becomes available. Thinking they're the main character and everyone else is NPCs. I hate so much when someone calls other people NPCs. It's some of the most terminally online I'm the main character type of S I've ever seen. Selfish attitude. A pathological inability to stop talking and have a comfortable silence. Just constant. Inane psychobabble. Because they are afraid of any peace and quiet. I don't think this is necessarily bad early on. Some people are just nervous and they are afraid of being written off as boring. So they'll fill in those silent spaces with random talk to keep the conversation going. But once the relationship is established and desire is confirmed on both sides, most will be absolutely fine with quiet moments. Especially since a lot of people are very eager to write you off after a first date. Bad hygiene. I don't care how pretty the face is, the nose knows. For real. Especially dental hygiene. You can be a ref 2010s. Absolute smoke show. But if I have to brace myself for you to say hi, we ain't happening. Brush. Yo. Methafakin. Teeth. A lot of mouth odor is how dehydrated the average person is too. Stupidity. People who litter or leave trash everywhere because they pay people to clean up. People who burn pallets at the beach even though they are full of nails. I'm describing my ex's family. They are the worst. As a teacher, I get onto my students about the first one and their attitude towards the school custodians. I tell them they should never make someone's job harder than it already is. And tell them I end up cleaning up after the last period because I'm not leaving my room a pigsty for my custodian to deal with. When I break down what all the custodians have to do each night, they start to get it. America should have a 40 minutes cleaning period like Asia. Make the kids clean their own classrooms, yards, bathrooms, so they know how to clean and how to not make a mess. Makes the custodian's job easier as well. Cruelty to animals. Bad hygiene. I don't care how cute you are. If you smell like you haven't showered in days, attraction disappears fast. Rude to service people. I once had a date that was, now I'm nothing interesting, but I'm still a first aid medic, and this girl didn't want me to help a kid that fell out of the train because she found it embarrassing. Not a complete turn off, but no sense of humor. It's hard to flirt when they don't really laugh at anything, or they give you that fake laugh, or maybe my jokes are really bad. Agreed. Not as important as some others listed here, but this is an underrated comment. If we can't laugh together, I'm gonna be looking somewhere else. Humor is super important. Narcissism. Self-centeredness. A mean sense of humor. Basically what they think is funny revolves around making fun of someone else. Being unkind. Lacking empathy and compassion. Chewing with your mouth open. Absolutely rage-inducing. Man, just stabbed me already. In before 7,000 people say rude to service staff. True. This seems like such a copy-paste thing everyone posts. And I have never been in a date in real life where people are being actively rude to service staff. Who are all these Redditors dating in the first place? I have been on one of those dates. I should have ended it there, but I really wanted to get laid first. 10/10ths worth it? Totally. Being rude to anyone in customer service, or being really adamant about hating cats. It's okay not to like them, but respect that I adore my fuzzy overlords. Also, I'm a firm believer that people who hate cats just aren't good with boundaries. Cats leave you alone, unless they want food aside of occasional cuddles. All the ones I've had tended to do their own thing, and just liked hanging around and chilling out. S stains in underwear. I'm team S stains anywhere except underwear.